What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? Welcome back here today to my reaction to the NBA's first installment or just release of the All-Star current voting for the 2021 All-Star Game. So the NBA tweeted this out on February 4th, which was yesterday, and I'm going to be reacting. Do I agree with where the current voting is at? Do I think there were any current snubs? I asked you guys on Twitter to let me know the same thing, so that you all responded to that. Your guys' responses were very interesting. So yeah, we can get into this. Usually the All-Star voting is a little wonky. Last year, like Taco Fall was getting a lot of votes. Bowl was getting a lot of votes. Not too bad this year as it was last year, but it's still not perfect. So, we can get into this. We'll start off with the Western Conference, and we'll start off with the front court. So, LeBron getting the most votes. It's LeBron. It's expected. He's the most popular player in the NBA. He's arguably the most popular NBA player of all time, him and Jordan. So, this was fine by me, even though he might not be the best player this year in the West. You might give that to Nikola Jokic. Either way, it's fine. He would be top 2 or 3 anyway, so there's nothing new to complain about. Jokic and Kawhi being 2 and 3 is perfect by me. I think those are the top 3 players in the West. Just not in order, but LeBron, Jokic, and Kawhi. I think those are the 3 players that have been the best in that respective conference this year and deserve the top 3 voting. Anthony Davis at 4 is interesting, but I think Paul George has been better than Anthony Davis this year, but that's fine with me. 84, Paul George 5. It's just a crazy vote difference. It's over 600,000 votes in between the two. And then it gets interesting. Like, this is definitely the top 5, in my opinion. Zion being 6, I am fine with. I'm just surprised it was because it's really the popularity thing, the Zion, how big he was as a college player in his rookie year, and everyone tried hyping him up a lot. I'm fine with 6 because he's been really good this year. Wiggins at 7, he should not be in top 10. I mean, maybe if he was at 10, I could be fine with that. I would have Christian Wood in front of him. I would have Brandon Ingram in front of him. I would not have Melo in. I wouldn't have Melo in top 10. It's obviously because Melo's a popular player, but Melo has not been very good this year. So I would drop Melo off. I'm glad Christian Wood is up there in the top 10. He should be. Ingram is fine. I would probably just drop Wiggins to 9 and increase those 2 players. Move up Wood to 7 and move up Ingram to 8. So there's about 2 players that I think should be on that front court voting, and I'm surprised they aren't there. DeMar DeRozan as a front court player, I think he should really be there. I'm pretty sure he's listed as a front court guy. Oh, maybe not. On NBA.com's voting, is he listed as a guard? Oh, okay, never mind. So then he should be over to the guard. Yeah, he's listed as a guard on NBA.com. Okay, that makes sense. So he's not there on the guards, but we'll get to that. But yeah, Rudy Gobert not being there is pretty shocking. The Jazz are currently the 1 seed in the Western Conference, and they are the best team winning percentage-wise in the NBA. I'm not saying Gobert has to make the All-Star game, but he should probably be up there in the top 10 voting. Like, I would take out Melo. I would take out at least Melo. You could maybe put Wiggins at 10, and I really wouldn't complain too much. But I would put Rudy Gobert there and probably in front of definitely Wiggins, like maybe put him at 9 at least, but Melo getting more votes than Rudy Gobert, it's tough, man. It's also interesting that there is no Karl-Anthony Towns just in the voting, but he hasn't played a lot this season because he has been out due to COVID, and I believe he had an injury before that. So we'll go over to the guards now. I think the only things I gripe with, maybe Wiggins is too high, Melo should not be there, and then give some love to Rudy Gobert, and then maybe Cat as well. So on to the Western Conference guards. I'm perfectly okay with Steph, Luka, and Dame being the top 3 vote getters. I think that's how it should be. I think Steph is a starter. I'm not going to spoil my starter picks, actually, because I do have a video coming out on my main channel about my starters. But yeah, I think Steph is definitely should be 1. I think he's been the best guard in the West this year. And then Luka and Dame, 2 and 3. It's the same with the front court. Like, it doesn't have to be in that order, but just having those 3 players in the top 3 is good with me. Moving on, Ja Morant in front of Donovan Mitchell, I disagree with, but it's not by much, so I'm not really going to complain. I think Ja Morant has had a better year than Devin Booker. That could be a hot take. I think Chris Paul probably shouldn't be up there. CJ McCollum, I think maybe should have a little bit more votes. He should be closer to Damian Lillard than maybe some of these other guys. Shea, I'm glad's in there. Clay, that's like the bad one because Clay is not playing a single game this year. How does the NBA even allow him to get votes? I don't get that. And actually, just sign off on uploading this graphic with him there. Just say he's at 11. I mean, I guess you want to be legit with it and all. And if he has 99,000 votes, you got to put him there in the top 10. But why is he even on the ballot? He's not playing a game this year. We don't need to put every player on the ballot just because it's the NBA ballot. You know, everybody knows Clay is not playing at all this year. Why is he even on the ballot? I disagree with that. So I think maybe CJ should have a little bit more votes. Chris Paul, I don't think he's been playing like a top 10 guard maybe, or at least closer to 10. And I think maybe Donovan Mitchell should have a couple more votes, being the best player on the best team in the NBA right now. You could even say that's an MVP type thing. It's not, but you know what I mean. So a couple guards that I think should have been in there. Mike Conley is having a really nice bounce back here. I know there's no comeback player award. I mean, that would probably go to Kevin Durant, but it's really nice to see Mike Conley, who struggled a lot last year in his first year in Utah, playing really well this year. De'Aaron Fox has been having an incredible year. I think he should be in the top 10. And then I also think DeMar DeRozan should get some love. So if I'm really going to remove anyone, I would move, obviously, Clay, and I'd probably remove Chris Paul out of that top 10 and input De'Aaron Fox, and then either or of Mike Conley or DeMar DeRozan. I mean, other guys that maybe should deserve some recognition: Malik Beasley, John Wall, Victor Oladipo. But, like, you can't have 13 players in a top 10. But if I had to make it my way, I would remove Chris Paul, and I would remove Klay Thompson, and I'd put in De'Aaron Fox, and I'd probably give it to Mike Conley just because the Jazz have been that good this year. But DeMar DeRozan deserves some love, and some of the other guys I mentioned, like Beasley and Oladipo. So on to the Eastern Conference. For the front court, KD, Giannis, Embiid, that is my perfect top 3 as well. Like the other ones, that's something I can get behind. Like I said, that's how the top 3 should be. Maybe not in order, but at least those 3 players. Same with the Western Conference guards. And then for the Eastern Conference, that is how, for the front court, I'm perfect with that. So moving on to 4, Jason Tatum. I'd put him at 4. Jimmy Butler, I think, is a little bit too high. I think Bam Adebayo deserves more votes than Jimmy. To be honest, I would drop Jimmy a lot. I do like that top 10. The only snub, so you have Jimmy Butler at 5, Bam at 6, Domantas Sabonis at 7, Julius Randle 8, Gordon Hayward 9, and Jeremy Grant 10. So there's one noticeable player that isn't there, and that is Tobias Harris. To be honest with you, since Jimmy really hasn't played a lot this year, and the Heat haven't been that good, and his numbers haven't been what Jimmy Butler has done before, I don't know if I would put Jimmy in the top 10. I don't think I would. I would take out Jimmy Butler, move everybody up a tier, and then slide in Tobias Harris, or you can put Tobias in front of Julius Randle if you wanted to. But the the Sixers are the best team in the Eastern Conference. I do see Ben Simmons' name in guards, but I think Tobias Harris deserves to make the All-Star game over Ben Simmons and should be at least in the front court voting. So he's a snub for that. And Chris Middleton. He just popped in my mind. I don't see any Chris Middleton. He should be in there. So if I really had to do it, I would honestly remove Jimmy Butler. I would put in Tobias Harris. And then it's really tough. Do you kick out Randall? Do you kick out Hayward? Or do you kick out Grant for Middleton? Honestly, maybe I would kick out Randall. Or maybe Jeremy Grant. Maybe Jeremy Grant. I don't know. But Middleton definitely probably deserves to get some votes as well. So that, I think, Tobias is definitely a snub, and Middleton as well, but I would remove Jimmy, but I don't know. I mean, if you want to remove, I don't know. It'd be tough. You guys can let me know down below who you'd remove there. And then for the guards, Bradley Beal being number 1. I am perfectly fine with that. Kyrie and Harden are 2 and 3. To be honest, I would have Trae Young up there. I really would. I'm a Trae Young fan this year. Zach LaVine, I think that should be the top 6. I just think Trae Young should be in the top 3. But that's my opinion. I'm cool with Jaylen Brown and Zach LaVine being 4 and 5, but even though I would just drop them down a tier because I would move Trae Young up. Sexton at 7 is really good with me. Derrick Rose should not be there at 8. Where's Malcolm Brogdon? I see Derrick Rose at 8, Russ at 9, Ben Simmons at 10. I don't think any 3 of those guys should be an all-star this year, but I think Malcolm Brogdon deserves votes over all 3 of those players the way he has been playing this year. I think Drew Holiday has been really good this year, but you don't really have to put him there. I think Fred VanVleet deserves some recognition for what he's been doing, and also, it's going to sound funny, but Terry Rozier, he's had a good year as well. Like, I think Terry Rozier and Fred VanVleet have both had better years than Derrick Rose and even Russ, or even Ben Simmons. Like, I know what Ben Simmons does on the defensive side of the ball, but if you're going to do that, put in Drew Holiday, because I think Drew Holiday has had a better year than Ben Simmons, in my opinion. So, yeah, those last 3 guys, I would not put in there. I would definitely have Malcolm Brogdon in there, and then you could probably have Fred VanVleet, and then maybe keep one of Russ and Ben Simmons. But, yeah, that is going to be for me. Let me know what you guys think of these down below. Let me know if you did by dropping a thumbs up on this video. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.